The deadliest weapons in history. Napalm is a pretty deadly weapon. Let's find out. From stones, spears, and stones to nuclear weapons, we have come a long way. There have been many improvements in the weapons from the time of basic stone and wooden spears and such. For today's video, we are going to be talking about the deadliest weapons ever made. So without further ado, let's dive right in. 4. Shock Cavalry. First up on our list, we have the shock cavalry. Few military innovations had a more profound impact on European civilization than the emergence of shock cavalry. A series of technological advancements over many decades led to the dominance of the mounted knight. By the 6th century, the war saddle had been developed, and by the 7th, the iron stirrup, which is sometimes wrongly attributed as being the sole invention that made heavy mounted combat possible, was widely used. The curb bit, required for riding a warhorse, most likely originated about the same period. Spurs first appeared in the 11th century, while iron horseshoes first appeared towards the end of the 9th of the 12th century. The mounted knight had reached the pinnacle of the European battlefield because of a combination of these characteristics: a rise in the size and strength of warhorses, and steadily improving personal armor. With the rise of the mounted knight, feudalism developed in symbiosis, and the socioeconomic and military systems supported one another. The armored knight was unopposed for ages. However, the paradigm was altered by the arrival of the Welsh longbow and the pike by Swiss footmen. Swiss Eggenossen defeated an Austrian knightly force in Morgarten on November 15, 1315. Skilled English yeoman archers crushed the French knightly elite at Poitiers on September 19, 1356, and Agincourt on October 25, 1415. The high-born armored cavalry had been permanently surpassed by infantry recruited from lesser social strata. 3. Biological weapons. The next deadly weapon that I'm going to mention is biological weapons. In the past, diseases have frequently claimed more lives than battles. However, because biological weapons are sometimes even more unpredictable than chemical weapons, intentionally introducing contagious pathogens onto the battlefield is at best a questionable tactic. Bacteria and viruses do not make distinctions based on loyalty, dress, or insignia. Genoese defenders at Kaffa, which is now known as Feodossia, Ukraine, resisted a Mongol siege that started in 1346 and lasted for more than a year. The Mongols retaliated by catapulting bodies infected with the plague over the city walls as sickness started to decimate the besieging soldiers. The Genoese unintentionally spread the disease to Europe. As they fled the outbreak that quickly spread across the city. The Black Death killed 25 million people in Europe between 1347 and 1351. The Geneva Protocol of 1925 forbade the use of biological weapons, but Japan deployed them in China and carried out a massive testing program that resulted in the deaths of over 3,000 human test subjects. The Biological Weapons Convention, which was signed in 1972, was meant to prevent the creation and storage of biological weapons, but it was later discovered that the Soviet Union had been running a sizable covert biological weapons program ever since. The Biological Weapons Convention served less as an effective ban on biological weapons and more as a declaration of global principles about weapons of war due to the lack of invasive inspection and enforcement systems. 2. Greek Fire/Napalm. Next up on our list, we have the Greek Fire, or napalm. Stand-up legend George Carlin distilled the concept of the flamethrower in this way: "Gee, I sure would like to set those people on fire over there. But I'm way too far away to get the job done. If only I had something that would throw flame on them." The Byzantine Greeks, who produced a substance known in history as Greek fire, were the first humans to successfully weaponize Carlin's line of reasoning. Greek fire's specific composition is unclear since it was such a closely kept secret, but the Byzantine Empire's survival was probably prolonged by the substance's efficiency in battle. During World War II, the modern equivalent of Greek fire, napalm, was first employed. Among the weapons employed in the Allied bombardment of Dresden and the firebombing of Tokyo were incendiary bombs carrying napalm. While the latter killed at least 100,000 citizens, a number that exceeded Hiroshima's original death toll, and leveled half of the Japanese capital. The former killed at least 25,000 people and devastated one of Europe's major cultural hubs. Although these strikes were criticized as war crimes, Allied strategists defended them as crucial to the broader war effort. Anyway, this wraps up our video for today. What do you think about this? Let us know in the comments section down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel while you're at it.